Hi, good morning, good morning. All right. Welcome everybody. Sorry, Gabby is still with me. I was traveling this weekend, so she is like extra needy. And so she didn't even eat without me sitting right next to her. So poor girl.
Oh,
I know. I think she's scared. So it's hard, right? Like I'm sure face in the
it's
egg.
like having a baby.
I know.
Separation
It reminds
anxiety
me.
is real.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because she's old and things are starting to
Mm.
not be so good. But I have this poet that I love, and he says, what did he say? I was listening to it this weekend. He said, in all reality, we grow into young. We grow young into dying, or something like that. Where it's like we revert back to,
Yeah,
shedding
like
our need to be independent and shedding our
yes.
need, you know what I mean? And just like giving in to all of the things that a
Hmm.
child would give into, you know what I mean? In terms of being able to receive love and be nurtured
Yeah.
and cared for. And at least if we're doing it with grace. And I think of my grandpa who, like, he was a mean old bird. And, there was no grace in his passing. It was like, it was not nice. It was not
Oh goodness.
nice. Well,
Oh
on that
yeah.
happy note on a Monday, hello. Okay, so we have two topics. One is we're still doing our grand opening on the 21st. You guys are here going to hear it now. The first 5 people, we just decided this morning, the first 5 people that come into the exchange and enter, they have a chance to enter a raffle. Sorry, that's the first 5 people. Anybody who comes in on the 21st has a chance to enter the raffle, from which we will pick 5 people who will get for free Nicole's amazing. So super excited about that. And we'll be dropping more today and tomorrow about that on Wednesday. And you'll be getting messages from us on it. So look for those. Okay. And anything to add on that, Nicole? I know you've been working hard this week.
No, I have nothing to add. I just want to say if my mic is on and it's really loud, it's summer vacation, so it gets a little crazy here.
I love it. Okay, and your earrings are totally like tiki. They remind me of like a lao 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 la
Oh
lao
yes,
lao
they are.
lao.
They are. They're ready.
Yes.
They're ready to go to an island somewhere.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Very cool. Okay, so today what we decided to do is, I think both Nicole and I are people who we want to listen to the experts. We have chosen to put our faith in Russell Brunson and the ClickFunnels way, for a lot of reasons. We've seen the results from other people, and we trust Russell, and think that all in all, ClickFunnels is a great company. Now, having said that, we also are people who I think have pretty high integrity. And so when we're working with clients, I can't, my conscious, the way I'm wired, I can't just say, well, they say to do it, so it's got to work, right? Like I've got to be able to test it out or have some truth in the world for myself about this thing, right?
Yep.
Any way that I can get there. And so we've been trying to tackle the linchpin. So we've listened to the sessions with Russell, and we've soaking it all in. But at the end of the day, we still have a lot of questions on like, how does this actually work? Or like, I mean, super tactical questions, right? And so this today is a little bit of our wrestling with a concept that Russell's been talking about a lot called the MIFKI. And so just to put it in perspective, let me share my screen. Now, interesting, so I'm going to use just the generic language. So the MIFKI is right here. It's placed in your linchpin. So if we were to, scroll out again, here's your linchpin. We're going to scroll in, talk a lot about the dramatic demonstrations. We'll, of course, go deeper into the actual carrying out of the dramatic demonstration, which we didn't do yet. But we've got people registered. We've talked about the thank you page. What do you do on the thank you page? A huge part of the thank you page is, and this thank you page is my ad, just from my own, like, oh, okay, this is my understanding of it, is to drive it in the MIFKI. The MIFKI is supposed to sell either your continuity or like get people into your continuity and or get people into your dramatic demonstration. on the thank you page of the dramatic demonstration. It should drive into the Mifki. And the idea is that the Mifki is the most incredible free gift ever that will bring people into your world where they just can't say no. And it's easier to sell than continuity. And the famous story that he tells us from Funnel Hacking Live is the story of the Sports Illustrated, who they're trying to sell the Sports Illustrated subscription. But the way that they sell it is through the Sports Illustrated football phone, right? Everybody loves the football phone, and the football phone is the Mifki. So I get it. I get it here, right? But when we actually start to apply that in practice, especially again, because Nicole and I work with coaches, course creators, SaaS owners, people who deal with trainings and personal development that I call that are in the infinite game, right? The stuff that it's like forever stuff that you're always learning. We're like, okay, what does that look like in our world? I have one client I got to give a giant shout out to. His name is CK Lin. He specializes in actually helping people with ayahuasca integration and being able to go on different, basically be able to access different tools to help in, sorry. This is what happens when you're gone for the weekend. The cats, they're all over you. All right. So anyway, and he did an amazing analogy or analysis of the Mifki offers from, the lady in yellow at Funnel Hacking Live. Her name is escaping me right now. Brooke Castillo. So he did a really wonderful analysis of her Mifki, and then, trying to build his own. We might have to interview him, actually. That would be great. So he can share with us his journey.
So, yes.
Because his understanding of Mifki too, it was expanded. And him and I, through discussion, he raised a really good point that even though it says most incredible free gift offer, it doesn't actually have to be free. It can be paid. But it's the thing that brings people into your world. So then I'm like, okay, well, who could we go to, to understand the Mifki? And I think there's two sources. Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
No, it's interesting to me that the most incredible free gift ever doesn't necessarily have to be free.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So and if we go to his example of the most incredible free gift offer that he did with Dan Kennedy, is this, right? So it is, so if we look at this, it's the No BS newsletter, which you get, every month or so in the mail. And it is interesting. I mean, you get this piece of, first of all, I don't do mail. And so it's such an interesting play of for me personally, I have to go to the UPS store and get my mail. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And then just pile it up over there. I'm like, oh man, okay. I probably should watch those. And I do think they have a virtual version too, an online version that you can get, because I've seen it somewhere in the depths of a membership area. But this is, so this is the, when you subscribe to the No BS marketing newsletter, you'll also get a free subscription to the marketing secrets letter. Okay. So now he's piling Mifkis, right? So it's the No BS letter and the marketing secrets newsletter. Okay. Which I think is just basically his podcast reworked, I think. And so again, I mean, this is and to me, just looking at this page, this is an incredibly big, intense page for what we typically would see with a lead gen. So a lead gen page, right, would typically just be an image of it, and then a little bit of headline and a little bit of subheadline, and then get your email and then, subscribe. But that's not what we see here. It's almost akin to a sales page.
Yep.
So, and as we're going through, right, it's talking about the most incredible free gift offer, tons of copy, talking about this most incredible free gift ever. And then what you'll get every month, which is, again, really interesting of it's almost breaking down the insights that you're going to get in the newsletter, almost like a value stack, which again is it's super interesting. And then he throws in more free gifts. So he gets the magnetic marketing on demand and the funnelology masterclass, which again was my favorite of his. So he's throwing in a funnelology masterclass, which is incredible. And then he's also throwing in the Brass Balls Factor, the .com Secrets Live. He's throwing in Renegade Millionaire. And all of these are live performances, or they were at one time part of a dramatic demonstration, right? It's like a work system. And then also the Midas Touch, and then Traffic Secrets Live. So, I mean, it's pretty, like, if you look down this list, right, they've accomplished the buffet, meaning like we are going to give you so much information, right? Like, this is a ton of information that they're giving for free. It's not, but I wouldn't imagine it's a heavy lift because all of it exists, right? Like the No BS letter, and I'm sure it was a lot of work to get it into digital form, but like that already exists. All of the lives on the trilogy exist. This Midas Touch, I know I have it. I haven't dove into it yet about selling. So it's like, I can imagine, while this is just a ton of information, honestly, I think the best, most highest value in the whole thing is the funnelology. But, so it's like they threw just a ton in, and that's all for free. And then, oh, wait, that's not it. And then we also get swipe files, and you get the magnetic marketing book. I mean, if we really think about it, it is actually pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That this is free. And then, of course, you just do your shipping. So, and that's, what is it? $30. So you pay $30 for the shipping and you'd get all of it. Which is actually really, again, just from a psychological standpoint, pretty amazing. But the thing,
I think they made it look that way because for me, it feels like what they're trying to say is this was actually an offer that we were selling, and now we're giving it to you for free.
Yeah, exactly.
If you sign up for this newsletter.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's what the mind shift in the users from the user's viewpoint should be. If you're creating a Mifki, it should be exactly that. Like your user should feel like this is or was actually a massive offer that I'm getting for free now. Or not for free.
And this is interesting too. So it's basically you're getting it free for 30 days, right? And then if you agree that these 2 letters are the most valuable, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll continue to send you every month thereafter and bill you based on the plan you choose on the next page. Which is really interesting because then, like, let's just go to, so this, they're just getting my email, right? This is, of course, like the abandoned cart kind of concept where minimal information that I have to give in order to see the next step, right? And take one more step into the funnel. So I'm going to take one more step into the funnel. And then here, this is a 3-step order form, which basically what happens when I do this is, anybody can call me, that's totally fine. And then they're getting my address. And the second that I clicked on that button, it probably went to their CRM to do abandoned cart stuff, right? So, and then I'm going to do that. And then I get to make my payment. And then, yes, I want magnetic marketing system plus free issues. So for only $47 today, magnetic marketing system is the ultimate discrete response marketing blueprint for attracting flood of customers. All right, so this is just a bump, right? But it doesn't tell me, right here, it says 30 days free. So I have to check this box and it says 30 days free from today, then $97 a month. Cancel by emailing.
So the pattern I'm seeing, Andrea, is the Mifki for ClickFunnels itself is the 14-day free trial.
Yes.
So the Mifki should be something you're getting for free that is a taste of your actual continuity or high ticket thing.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to open up.
So maybe that's the thing that we're missing. Like, how is it different than a regular lead gen?
Say that one more time, Nicole. Which part is missing? I missed the missing part.
No, we were saying like we weren't sure how the Mifki differs from a normal lead gen.
Okay.
And maybe this is the missing part where it's actually giving you a taste of the paid thing for free.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a glorified trial. I'm just not presenting it like a trial.
Probably. Yes, because this is exactly what it is. You're getting the first 30 days for free, and you're getting all these bonuses. And then after that, it's 97. Same with ClickFunnels. You're getting ClickFunnels and access to everything with it for 14 days for free, after which you have to pay for the software.
Right.
So if you take one of our clients, Group Track also has the free trial, and that would be their Mifki. So if they're doing a masterclass and they not selling you per se, but actually selling you to get into using their tool, they're giving you 14 days to test it out before you actually buy into whatever it is that you're selling.
I think the difference is that, to your point, with ClickFunnels, they're very explicit that it is a free trial that I'm getting. You know, so like here, if I'm going to start my free trial, right, I'm going to go ahead and put in my name. Okay. And I'm going to go put down my free trial. Okay. So here, and then here, they don't actually make me explicitly check a box, which is interesting, but it does right there say that, you know, it'll be $197 plus applied taxes, cancel through this way. So it's that same, you know, that same little box there. And then it only gives me one option, which is $197, which is also interesting because there are other options that other pricing options that they've been tackling, but
yeah.
So super interesting that is so it goes into the 197. It doesn't try to get me into the bigger plan or anything like that. I think on the next one, it might try to upsell me, but for here, it's just that 197 plan, which is the new plan with ClickFunnels. Here, it says 30 days. It's going to get me into the 97 per month in auto. So I think you're right in that. I think what these are on the back end is essentially their trials.
Yeah. But now, how would, if you don't have a continuity program, how would the Mifki relate to something that's not continuity?
Well, this is the biggest problem because according to Russell, the very first thing that you should tackle in the linchpin is your continuity. So you wouldn't even be doing the Mifki until you had your continuity. But I think this goes back to the issue that we see, right? In that there's like content or intention or a kind of a bigger lift over here on the continuity play. And so versus doing dramatic demonstrations are fairly easy, you know what I mean, in terms of like getting up and running. To just create a lead gen is fairly easy to get up and running. So I think then, honestly, what I think we should start to just double down on is the continuity. I mean, we have several clients that are doing, you know, what we would traditionally call membership areas. And I think we're starting to think about those as continuity plays where like people could get in and it is a monthly subscription. But, you know, the nature of that content, I think is the interesting, I think it's a little bit of a mind shift instead of.
That's what I just wanted to say. I think it is a mind shift. Like even when you asked me about like what would continuity look like for me as in the design side, it feels completely overwhelming and scary because you feel like now you have people that on a monthly basis you need to sorry.
No, you're all good.
So just figuring out on a monthly basis what type of content needs to go out, and like you have these people that are expectant of you and to help them, and like it feels completely overwhelming and like you like scary.
Yeah.
Where of course you are totally in control before you actually send it out. Where in a membership site, it's like you don't know really what's next.
Right. Yes. 100%. Yep. I agree. Yeah, I agree. And I think there's always a feeling of like constant content, but then it's interesting in that, okay, so then how do you decide what goes into the membership area versus not? I know one thing that Susan and I are doing for Geek Out, which feels really good, is we are creating the geek camps and we're making them available from Thursday to Monday, and then they go into the vault, you know, into the continuity part of the model, which that at least feels a little better because then we have content out in the world that people can see, but then we, you know, pull it behind the gate for members to have continued access to. But anyway, I think this will continue to be an ongoing question for us as we dive in of like free content versus continuity content, continuity experience, knowing that we need that if we're going to keep following the linchpin model.
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting stuff.
It is
But
exciting.
one other thing too that I just wanted to share. So I really, and a lot of people know about this already, but just in case you have not discovered, I think a lot of this is contingent upon making offers that are people can't say no to. And I think the art of making an offer, I mean, we know Steve Larson talks a lot about it. I think probably the most popular one out there right now is Alex Hermosi. And Alex Hermosi is very much taking a stand of like, he's giving a ton of content away for free. And so this is an article that was written about his $100 million offer book, right? And so he is giving all kinds of very Russell-like, right, in terms of the figures, but like very, very specific about how do you create great offers. And so this one is the one that he calls the value equation. And it's about your dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time delay, effort and sacrifice, and value. And so this is, I think what he does in the book is he gives us all a really nice framework to work through in order to understand how to start to think about what makes an offer incredible. So this is another one from the book about problems and solutions. And so anyway, I think I would encourage anybody to read this book, as I do think it helps us to be able to know how do we create these incredible free gifts, that lead to incredible continuity offers. And so, and I recently saw a lady talking in one of our clients who she got really creative, and a lot of her offer bonuses had to do with partnerships that she made for peripheral services that were the problems that her solution caused. And those peripheral services, right? I don't think she was making any margins on them at all. But what they did is they made it impossible for someone to say no. So like, for instance, one part of it was that like she bought their VA service for them. You know what I mean? Or like she just paid for it, so that they could do their social media. And I'm like, that's so smart, because like part of her, the problem that her offer created was you have to be out in social media. And so I think it is in, and I think Steve talks a lot about this too, of like the value comes in the solving of the problems that your solution creates. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't have to worry about that. So anyway, it's anyway, I love this, like also the sales to fulfillment continuum. Easy to sell, hard to fulfill, easy to fulfill. I wish more people thought about fulfillment. That would just be glorious. So anyway, yeah. So super good book, really, really good information. And highly recommend it. I think it is, and he talks a lot about like some of the best offers are the ones that save people time and save people money. And I think that's kind of a, yes. But yeah, so it is, anyway, really interesting stuff. So I think we will need to continue to think about just the continuity and the MIFKI and how those interact. Oh, one note on scarcity and urgency, because again, we work with a lot of people who don't necessarily buy into the marketing tactics, the manipulation tactics. And so they're challenging and questioning them often. And I'm often saying, hey, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater, but how might we do this in a way that is more human honoring, you know what I mean? And less feeling of manipulation. And I think scarcity and urgency is one that comes up a lot. So I was talking to actually Val, and she had raised that Andrea Lita is doing some really interesting things around scarcity and urgency that we should check out. That's a little bit more honest, and not so much, trying to scare people or lie to people about the scarcity and urgency of it. So anyway, really interesting
I think
stuff.
urgency feels more real than scarcity, like to saying the thing is going away, to have a open doors, closed doors, open cart, whatever you call it, type of strategy feels like, I mean, you could choose to do that. It's not, and I think that strategy works and it feels honest. The scarcity, unless you are really following through with what you're saying, then it's questionable.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. I agree. So yeah, so super, really, really good book. And of course, like we can study things like this. And just as a reminder, we're talking about the Mifke. So, and we are close to being able to share some of our Mifke work. So we will definitely share that with our client, with our client's consent. And I think I really want to go back to expecting in 2023 to have our clients on, and we'll start interviewing them on their journey.
Yeah.
So
I think that would be really fun.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. Well, I think that wraps up for today. We are so looking forward to tomorrow and then on Wednesday, the grand opening of the JourneyCrafting Exchange, which we are super excited about. So more to come on that. In the meantime, have a wonderful Monday, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Nicole. Tell the family
Thanks,
hello.
Sandra.
Thanks for letting us keep you from holiday or summer fun. All right. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.